Good morning, this is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
Authorities say 3 people were found dead after a large fire Saturday in North Sioux City. According to Union County Emergency Management, several departments responded to a call for a residential fire near Bancroft Court around 7 a.m.
The home was engulfed in flames when officials arrived. The 3 deceased individuals were located inside around 9 a.m. South Dakota Fire Marshal investigators have determined the cause of the fire to be a propane explosion.
In Hinton, Iowa, a woman is charged after allegedly trying to ride a train home. The Sioux County Sheriff's Office says it happened just after midnight Friday. Authorities say 46-year-old Shannon Heckler called in saying she was riding a BNSF railway train car north of Sioux Center. The company was able to get the train crew to stop the train, and officers were able to find Heckler. The Sheriff's Office says Heckler reported that she climbed down the train in Sioux City to try and get to her home in Hinton. Heckler is charged with public intoxication and trespassing.
Governor Kristi Noem appeared on CBS's Face the Nation over the weekend, where she discussed many topics, including her meeting world leaders and her new book that comes out this week and has gained nationwide attention.
This book is a powerful book. It's an honest book. It's an honest book about blueprint for America of what citizens can do here to take their country back. Okay. And I'm so proud of this book and what it will bring to people. I hope that they will buy it. They'll find a lot of truthful stories, and we talk a lot about what we can use as an example from Donald Trump on how he has continued to be a real person.
You can watch the full 15-minute interview right here on KELOLAND.com. It sounds like we have some stormy weather in store for us here in KELOLAND, Scott.
Yeah, we'll watch for showers and thunderstorms as we do go into the afternoon and evening hours, some which may become strong to severe and contain some locally heavy rainfall. A lot of that will hold off until the afternoon, even though this morning we do have showers, isolated thunder showers in central and north central South Dakota. It will be a warm afternoon and windy too. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s for highs with that strong southeast wind. Brian Karstens will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. A member of the South Dakota Army National Guard was honored over the weekend for the way he touched the lives of deployed soldiers while he was in high school. Chris Mayer joined the Guard shortly after graduating high school, but for his senior project, he raised money by painting his high school's logo on neighborhood driveways. He used the money to purchase care packages for U.S. soldiers serving in the Middle East.
It's hard for people who are over there and they don't have family and they just have their close friends that they're deploying with, so anything back from home can mean a lot to them.
Mayer's senior project resulted in 90 care packages for soldiers. On Saturday, those soldiers honored him with gifts of their own.
Well, springtime, it's springtime when Sioux Falls Farmers Market season begins. Hundreds of people showed up at Falls Park Saturday for the first farmers market of the year. Vendors offered a variety of plants, baked goods, and other locally made products that customers couldn't pass up.
We got some of this really good syrup that the guest has made pretty locally. They said southern Minnesota, I think. So, maybe like 20 minutes away, which is like really cool. And we're just like looking for, different stuff to do as a family.
The Falls Park Farmers Market will take place every Saturday morning through October.
And for those who enjoy the South Dakota outdoors, soon there will be more public spaces you can visit. The South Dakota Game, Fish and Parks Commission on Friday accepted donations of land in Bonham and Day counties. The donations come from local chapters of Pheasants Forever and Whitetails Unlimited. The two organizations together purchased nearly 5 acres of land, including 3 acres of wetland north of Roslyn, for $20,000 from a local farmer. More details about the project can be found with this story on KELOLAND.com.
And that's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, our weather update today as we look at the maps. We've got a risk of some severe weather, obviously attended to a really strong low pressure center cutting here into northwest South Dakota here over the next 12 to 18 hours. And then in response to that, we've got some instability. Certainly we're not the high end of the spectrum here, but we're dealing with some parameters that get us into that conversation a little bit. So it's a marginal risk from Sioux Falls up to Pierre. Slight risk is in the yellow around Yankton, Vermilion, Sioux City. You head south into Kansas and Oklahoma, and you're going to find a lot more severe weather. A big severe outbreak is very likely in those areas. Also, in addition to the chance of storms, we do have a lot of wind to deal with. We've got to start the day, wind advisories for a southeast wind. This high wind watch you see in the orange, that is for a northwest wind coming up tonight and tomorrow. And that'll gust over 60 miles per hour, so be alert to that in the Black Hills region. Here's a look at the radar picture. Again, a couple of spots on radar to entertain up through Aberdeen this morning. I do think Sioux Falls, there's a chance here by early afternoon we get scraped by a couple of cells here and there. The main thinking is this radar picture is going to fill in, especially east of the James River Valley after 3 or 4. We do have some cells, though, near Pierre I want to watch. That segment has been showing up a little more intensity here this morning. And then some other cells southwest of Sioux Falls, down toward Yankton. Any of this starts to move north or northeast, and that is embedded with some locally heavy rain. When I say that, an inch of rain or more in some of these cells is quite likely, and that's a busy radar picture at 8 p.m. this evening from Sisseton to Watertown, all the way south to Sioux City, Iowa. Notice on the back side of the low, you've got rain, wind, and snowflakes here in the higher elevations of the Black Hills. I still think Rapid City will hold in the 40s overnight, but that wind will be very gusty and very blustery in that region of South Dakota. Your overnight rain, see how that pushes out of Sioux Falls. We actually get some recovery in the southeast tomorrow, mid and upper 60s, even though the wind starts to crank up out of the west at 15 to 30 for Sioux Falls. It will be stronger winds in western Kettleland, and not very warm either. Rapid City is going to be several degrees cooler than Sioux Falls, and then of course points in between. We kind of do the math on that, and the numbers are a little bit in the middle there. The numbers, by the way, by midweek are still under pressure because we have this center of circulation on that low spinning right over us, and that can still brew up some instability showers and thunder showers. A closer look at the rain forecast the next 24 to 36 hours. Dark green, yellow, those streaks definitely line up east of the James Valley, but even out to Pierre, it is possible some of those local thunderstorm segments could easily produce a ½ inch of rain. You'll run some streaks of that. There's a break or gap in western South Dakota until you get to the Black Hills, and that's where we'll pick up more rain with this developing storm. Of course, a lot of these details to watch. A little snow, yeah, there's definitely some snow to this, and I have a sneaky suspicion that story is going to have to come up in our conversation as well. 60s to near 70 today on the weather maps. Again, note all the wind. Your 7-day forecast will continue to keep those temperatures in the 60s again by midweek. I do think Sioux Falls will clear the rain chances by Thursday. And a lot of this midweek rain is the intermittent hit and miss variety. It's not going to rain all the time, but we are going to get some showers out of this pattern. I still think that's also true for Aberdeen right through the middle of the week. The hope is by the weekend we start to see a change on the jet stream and highs in the 70s. We start to warm up. We're going to dry out. Farmers, especially in these wetter sections of Kettleland, will appreciate that as hopefully we get some better planting weather down the road. But it is going to be chilly midweek here. Rapid City, your high only 53 on Wednesday. More details online at kettleland.com.